Hey, welcome back to First Thessalonians recap. We are in chapter 5 today. We just covered it last night, the online study. We'd love to have you there, 8 p.m. virtually. Let us know if you need the link or if you have any questions about that. First Thessalonians 5 is a continuation of chapter 4 and how they had questions about when Jesus returns, when the resurrection happens, what will that be like for those who died? But then he moves and shifts to what about you, Christian, who are alive? And he says, we don't need to instruct you about the times and seasons because we know the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. In fact, Jesus himself said that in Luke 12:39. And so they had been taught that it would come suddenly. While many people today are looking for particular signs, the day of the Lord in the New Testament is immediate. And in fact, people are not going to be expecting it. They will say, peace and safety, everything is great in verse 3, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's going to come. And so, because it's going to come, he gives them some instruction. He first says, your identity as children of light, you are children of that day, and that it won't overtake you like a thief. It won't be a sudden destruction upon you because you know the Lord. But since we know that that's going to happen, his thoughts in 6 through 11, therefore, we need to be awake. The ultimate woke today is not some kind of cultural awareness. The woke that we need to have in the New Testament is sobriety of mind and focus and living life with purpose. What about you? Are you dedicating yourself to the faith and the hope of Jesus' return? Are you ready for that to happen at any time? If that's the case, then you're going to be living a life that is going to be faithful to him, that's going to be dedicated to God in love and obedience. And you are not going to be surprised by that day as those who don't have hope. And that's why he ends that in verse 11. Encourage one another, build each other up with these things. We can do that because we're living faithful to the Lord. And we understand we are in a battle. We have a helmet on and we have this breastplate on in verse 8. It's a battle against our faith. It is against our hope and how we have to overcome this world that is under the sway of the devil, 1 John 5. And so, what about you? Are you living with that hope? Or are you, I'm not sure if I'm going to be okay when Jesus returns? God has not purposed us or destined us for wrath in verse 9, but to obtain salvation. When Jesus returns, if you're faithful to him, you do not live perfect, but faithful, trusting him and living in a life that walks according to the worthiness of the gospel in chapter 2 that he talked about, then you're ready for his return. Do you have questions about that? Are you not sure what that means for you? Do you need to know what that means? Can we help you in some way? If you want to reach out, please let us know, and God bless.